Hello mates, wives, friends, family. Here to show you how to cook yellow belly. Nice big yellow belly, straight out of the pond. Just going to wipe the slime off him. So once I've done that, we just fill it in. To do that, we cut him behind the bone here, the gristle, just behind the fin, just through there, and with a sharp knife we just cut down like that. Cut through the scales, like that, and then turn it 90 degrees and just run it along his backbone. All the way down to his tail if you can. Cutting away from you, which is always good, just in case the knife comes ajar. Stick your thumb in there and just cut back against the backbone till you hit the rib cage. What I do is lay the rib cage here. You can stick your knife through to where the anal gland is, and then, I know that doesn't sound too attractive, follow that bone down to the tail, like so. And if you stick your finger in here, the meat will separate on a yellow belly. And then just cut up along the ribs. So, till you hit the skin. And you're spinning around, and you basically follow the rib cage. Grab both sides, finger there, thumb there, push them together. You can see where the skin is, so you can sort of draw yourself a dotted line. So I'm going to cut from there down to that point, and then just move down to that point, like that, and then just follow it through to there. And that's the fillet. And then flip him over, so, leave him in the wash. Get rid of any slipperiness we'll have. Once again, just cut down. Turn it 90 degrees. Just cut down along the edge of the fin there, gives his backbone. Not very deep, only want to be about 3 centimeters or something like that. Just follow that backbone to the tail. Lift it up and cut along the backbone, pushing down on the backbone until you get to the rib cage. And just fill it up against that bone until you get to the skin. Like that. And same old story, but opposite. You can see where the dots are. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. This side's a bit easier because you can actually see where you cut me. So fillet done. Then grab yourself a fork. Made the fillet up here. Cutting board. And I use the fork to push against to hold the skin because they're very slippery. So I'm just cutting in against the skin and just follow the skin along. Like so. Now, luckily you've got a fairly thick skin, so they are easy to fillet. If you try and hold on to that, the force skin, they will just slip out of your fingers. So find the fork's the best trick. Okay. And just keep following the skin with your knife slightly pointed down towards the skin, like so. Then, trick is this white textured stuff, that's fat. That actually taints the fish, so it doesn't taste very pleasant at all. It makes liver terrible. So you just make sure you cut that away. Then just check down here. If there's any fat, it'll come away if you pluck at it. And then on the back here, you can see there's a big chunk of fat. So you can basically that just pulls away like that. Alright. If there's any white texture there, just get your fillet knife. Just cut through there and just take any of that white flesh away. White fatty flesh, I should say. Because you'll see the difference because it's not really meat as such. If you cut a little bit extra meat away, that's probably for the better because you don't want to taint the fish. This fellow's actually a bit fatty. Mine's usually got the size of eating, so just cut a bit of that away. And on a plate. On a plate. Ready for the next step. Do this one. Tail end at the starting point. With the slipperiness. And just push your knife in against the skin and just cut your knife slightly pointed at the skin. So, just saw backwards and forwards. And skin over there. I've actually cut through the skin there, so I'm just going to slice that bit off. Yeah. Normally it doesn't happen. Normally they don't have that problem. Anyway, if that's what happens, that's how you fix it. Knife has to be sharp, of course. This is very sharp. So there's a little bit of fat just there, so I'll just put that away. Around. A bit of fat there. Just by pulling on it. Bit of fat on the edge there, so I'll take that off. It is important to get rid of that fat because it does taint the taste of the fish. I can tell you now. So many people have said to me that it tastes awful. I can guarantee you, if you do it properly, it will taste fantastic. Alright, so that piece is done. Alright, so I'll just sit that on there, sit that back in the fridge for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and cook it. Two containers. You want a deep one and a shallow one. 2 deep ones, but not sure about 2 shallow ones. So the deep one takes 2 eggs. 2 eggs can do a lot of fish, so get yourself a clean fork and you basically give it a mix up, like so. And the other one, we use cornflake crumbs. That's the must. If you want to eat good fish, you have to use cornflake crumbs. Not breadcrumbs, cornflake crumbs. You can buy them in a box like this. Spread in there what you think you might need. You can always add a little bit more if you need it, but basically I'll just put a bit of a layering there that's probably 1/2 centimetre deep. I won't use all that. And then that's good for next time. Put a peg on it. Open the box sideways. The reason I'm putting it sideways is because the top won't open. So you can cut these into whatever size you like. So we might cut them into thirds. Thirds means you get 3 pieces out of that one. And then thirds on this one means you get 3 pieces out of this one. Rocket science, I tell you. But if you want to, you get cornflakes and then put them in a bag and beat the crap out of them until they crush down. But they end up being bigger than this and more palatable this way. Your fish in your egg. Flip it over, lift it up, and then drop it into the cornflake crumbs. Give it a bit of a shake around, give it a good coverage. Once that's done, we put it on another plate, clean plate. Repeat the process. Just give your cornflakes a bit of a shake so that they flatten out, so when you drop your cornflake crumbs in there, they're not touching the plastic, just so they get a good coverage. Flip them over, give it a bit of a shake around, good coverage. Don't need flour, anything like that, just eggs and cornflake crumbs. We cut it into 2 lots of 3, which equals 6. Bit of math. Okay. What the world be without math? See? Pick that up, drop that there, that on the plate. Just 1 small piece left. Into the egg. It's been beaten up, flipped it over. Get it with a fork, see? Nothing on my hands, see? What a good trick. Hands are clean. Now we could batter this, but I'm not a big batter fan, so I'd rather crumb it any day of the week. And that's the 6th piece done. So what you do then is, you take that, you put it in the fridge for about 5 minutes. You don't have to cover it or anything, and just lets it settle, I suppose. Tends to work for me. So we'll take this, put it in the fridge, and then we'll be back. So after the fish has been in fridge for 5 minutes or more, just helps set everything. Got a heated oil over here, get up to about 200 degrees, and that way when it drops with the cold fish going into it, it'll stay hot enough that it will cook the fish. You only really want the fish to be in there for probably about 3 minutes in deep oil. If it's just shallow oil, like say 20, 25 millimeters thick, like an inch, you flip it over. So you probably do 2.5, 3 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes on the other side. Also, just depends on the thickness of the fish. So the fish we've got here, which is probably 2 centimeters thick, a little bit here is probably a little bit thicker. Just make sure that that gets to 3 minutes. If it's any thicker again, you'd probably leave it in there for just a little bit longer. But what happens is if you leave it in there for too long, the cornflake crumbs will actually brown right off. So you can tell that the cornflake crumbs are cooked more than they probably could be, whereas the crispy brown, golden brown colour that you're looking for in your cornflake crumbs is what you want. Cooking on the gas, and I've got this thermometer from my barbecue. It's just a little probe that goes down into it, Bluetooth to my phone, so I can monitor the temperature. You can see it on here. Okay. You go back to that. Barbecue grill thermometer. I use it in the oil. I put the probe into the oil, so it seems to work fine so far. Haven't killed it. They're not cheap, so they should be good. 198, and I think that was about dollars. So the trick with a lot of this cooking is not to get water in your oil, because it spits and makes a mess and it stings. Worry about getting it in your eyes. Put your bipolar on. Here we go. Drop this in, and it's now 8:13. Drop that in. I put the lid on an angle because that will let any moisture out. And it will also help hold the heat in there. So our temperature dropped to 178, 176, 175. So it's sort of leveling off where it should be. So we cook the fish fairly quickly. That, my friends, is the sound of water in the oil coming out of the fish, but it'll evaporate out, so it should be good. Temperature's dropping, 166. There we go. Just put a bit of alfoil and a bit of baking paper. Put that on there. Enough alfoil so you can fold over top of it. Helps keep it warm, but also the baking paper, so the oil, it soaks it up so it doesn't remain on the fish. Look at that and see how it's going. Yep, nearly there. Nice and golden. Just needs a little bit more. Just grab the paper towel here and just wipe that moisture off that lid. So, and that's it. Off with the gas. And let's get the little bugger out of there. Nice and golden. let it go there until it cools down. That can go there. Hold the heat. Let that oil bake off it. So here's our cooked yellow belly. See how it goes. Look at that for white flesh. Tell your mother it's 10 out of 10. It's pretty good. Alright, I'm going to finish my feed. Catch us next time.